This is Andrew from Drake Custom Base, and I thought I'd do a real quick video tour of my shop today, as I have just cleaned everything up and getting ready to start work today. And this will be the cleanest that this shop will be all day long, so now is the perfect opportunity. I get questions a lot about how big the shop is, how many people work here, things like that. And as you can see, you're seeing the whole shop right here. So as you can see, it's just not really that big. There's no room for employees, things like that. My wife and I work here. I do have a buddy that comes up here. He has his own shop, but he'll come up here for certain processes that he doesn't have the machinery for. So yeah, let me give you a little tour here, showing you the points of interest. This is our main setup, repair, detailing bench, and that's pretty much all we do at this bench. We got my soldering iron, I got my cleaning supplies, things like that. I might polish frets over here, and I usually do hammer the frets in on this particular bench as well. Over here, this is my wife's bench. She does the inlay work on the logos and fretboard inlays. She puts the side dots in, sometimes polishes frets, things like that. Over here, we got a couple carts, and the reason why I have carts and not fixed benches is because in order to use, for example, my fret slotting saw, I have to be able to roll machines out of the way in order to have enough space, because this is a very small shop, and small shops, you got to think modular. I have a spindle sander over here alongside of my fret slotting saw, which you might have seen in another video. The buffer is stored underneath, and all of these items can be removed so that I can have another bench if I need it for assembly work. These are actually the heartbeat of the shop, because many of my jigs and fixtures will actually lock onto these pedestals and allow me 360-degree access to the workpiece. I can just simply unlock, remove the carving table, maybe put the fingerboard radiusing jig on here to radius fingerboards. My vise with padded jaws, so I can work on finished instruments, hold them in place in various angles so I can get at all the areas that I need to. So this machine is our bandsaw, and this bandsaw is for resawing as well as cutting out shapes. Right now it's set up for, with the small blade, it's set for cutting out body blanks, things like that. But it can be adjusted up to 12 inches so that we could run billets through and slice our tops out of them. It's a relatively new machine, and so far we're really enjoying it. The router table has a plexiglass skin on the top here that actually makes it so that we can't, there's no seams or anything to snag on the workpiece. We use this for primarily cutting out necks. We have templates that run along our bearing bit here, and it trims them out rather nice. We have the first two machines that I've ever owned. The drill press, and it's for boring holes obviously, and then the joiner, that's for putting smooth edges on wood that needs to be glued up. The table saw is not used as often as it used to be, because I used to use the table saw to cut the scarf joints of the necks that I build, but now the new bandsaw, I have a fixture that goes into that does all the work over there. So this machine is mostly for cutting raw stock to length. By the end of the day, there'll probably be all kinds of jigs and wood and fixtures piled up on top of it. So we use it occasionally, and unfortunately it takes up a lot of space, but when we need it, we need it. Okay, the next point of interest here is just this cabinet. We use the top surface for glue ups because there's a nice slick surface on here so that glue can be easily scraped off. The drawers underneath each contain a custom build, which means there's either a neck blank and a body blank, or there's actually a completed neck and a completed body. There'll be all the pickups, hardware, all the components needed to complete the build. They're all stored together in each drawer. And we'll have the current instruments that we're working on, and then we'll have pulled materials for the next batch stored in these drawers. It's just for organizational purposes. All right, last but not least, no wood shop would be complete without wood. And as you can see in various points around the shop, up high on different shelves, we have stash of wood that we use to complete the instruments. We have to think ahead and buy this material in sometimes years in advance, because it does have to be properly seasoned and acclimated to the shop. My shop is climate controlled, so I can be pretty certain that wood that I bring in here, if 2 years after it's put up on the shelf, it's dry enough to be used. I try to buy wood as dry as possible, but it always needs additional seasoning before I can actually make it into an instrument. I got some fingerboards there, and there's some neck making blanks over here. These are prepared tops ready to go on to a body blank. Up high there's some highly figured maples. There's a burl laying up there in the middle that's going to make some really beautiful instruments. Like I said, we'd like to have more wood, but we just don't have the space to store it. Well, if you like woodworking, guitar building, this type of content, please like and subscribe. It does help us out. And I look forward to doing more videos for you.